Hi, this is Jeff Brown with Korg USA. We're at the Winter NAMM show 2010 in Anaheim, California. I'm going to take you through the new Korg WaveDrum. It's a dynamic percussion synthesizer. You have access to a wide array of sounds, traditional hand sounds, drum kit sounds, melodic percussion, and deep analog synth sounds. You can have a djembe sound, for instance, with completely realistic response, because you're dealing with more than just samples, but computer models of sounds that generate all the nuances of the instrument. Pitch bending. You can have stick percussion, timbale sounds. The different velocities, I can get those different pitches. Melodic sounds as well, with a different sound for the rim. And deep analog synth sounds. Now, when Korg originally introduced the WaveDrum was 1994, and what really got people's attention was some of the highly evocative synthesized soundscapes, if you will, that it produced. And what's creating a lot of excitement now is some of those original sounds are included in this version of the WaveDrum. And it's in this realm in particular, you can hear some of the effects, the reverb and delay. As I apply pressure to the head, that's when you unlock and open up entirely new dimensions of what the WaveDrum is capable of. It's more than just pitch bending, but you can bring in entirely new voices. In addition to the amazing sounds, one of the things that truly sets it apart is the transducers underneath the head will respond if you're playing sticks, mallets, brushes, whatever input you're giving it, that's how it's going to respond and pick it up like a real instrument would under a microphone. So if I pull up, say, a snare drum sound and use brushes, you'll hear all the subtlety and nuance of the brush on the head. If I do that same sound with sticks, it's going to sound like sticks on a snare drum. You can take that one step further by combining, say, kick drum and snare drum sounds. Originally, you can get a fairly conventional approach to that. Again, velocity separating the sounds. But if I add the pitch bending capabilities, I can start to bring in synthetic aspects and really blur the line between organic and electronic. In addition to that, it has some amazing orchestral sounds, timpani sounds. Crash cymbals on the edge. Again, velocity, separating the pitches. One of the favorites, tabla sounds, with remarkable accuracy. All the subtlety of those subtle finger movements. You can have sitar sounds. I can bend the pitch of those by applying pressure. You also have these ridges here that allow you for different textural possibilities. Use a drum key. The rim is made of aluminum. It's meant to be played as a trigger surface. The drum head is a standard 10-inch drum head. You can put any drum head on here. There's 5 tension rods. It's as easy to change as anything. drum head would be. Different tensions and different types of heads will actually affect the way the drum responds and how some of the sounds are reproduced. This nice Udu clay pot drum. Again, with the increased velocity, I bring in an entirely different shaker sound. Some sounds, when you're dealing with the synth type sounds, just simply applying pressure to the head will generate sounds all on its own. You can blend those in really interesting ways as well. So if I just press on the head, another example of layering sounds by velocity. I can have drum and bass sounds. I can have a kick drum sound and a soft hit. As I increase that, I get a snare sound with a keyboard sound. I have melodic sounds in the rim that will vary with velocity. In addition, you have 100 factory preset programs, 100 user settings. You can go in and modify those. We're getting deep into the editing of the very algorithms themselves and virtually create entirely new instruments. So you can get very deep and personalize it beyond anything that I've seen anywhere in the market. In addition to those sounds, there's also 100 built-in loops you can play along to. I'll pull up one of those, see what we got here. So I can play along with a melodic sound. Some delay, different pitch, different velocity, again, different pitches. Again, is the depth of interaction that you have, the unbelievable dynamic sensitivity and realistic response that really sets it apart. Again, using digital samples combined with the computer modeling that sets it apart is an unbelievably realistic feel. It's powerful enough to be used as a standalone instrument. You can use it in addition to a drum kit, any percussion setup. Non-drummers can play and get tremendous sounds out of it. And as a drummer and a percussionist myself, what I can bring all my technique to bear on the instrument. As much as you bring it to the table, all the sensitivity, all the control, you can utilize that in ways you often can't with electronic percussion. With all that dynamic range, stacking these layers of sounds, I often say it's like comparing it to a trumpet. If you played a trumpet, but imagine playing it very softly and it sounded like a flute, and you played it a little harder and it sounded like a trumpet, and you blew harder and it sounded like a cello. It's that kind of thing. You're stacking not only dynamics, but actually different voicings at different dynamic levels. So it's an unbelievable expressive instrument. And for more information, you go to korg.com/WaveDrum.